Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, my name is Ryan, aka Ryman, and we've taken a break from our usual scheduled program of war and mayhem and a whole bunch of other bizarre adventures to bring you this bizarre adventure, our continuation of our journeys through Katawa Shoujo. I see myself nearing the end. I said that the last time, but I'm saying it again. So I kind of want to pump it out. We're going to get through the rest of this season and move on to more stuff, because I know a bunch of people out there are slowly getting cancer seeing anime on the channel. Oh, where was I? Yes! Oh, God! That's right! We were having a heart attack! We were on pause from a heart attack! Oh! Before I can react, they usually give away under my weight, leaving me only just enough time to brace myself and fall onto all fours. Ah, damn! Ah, damn, I'm dying again! I delivered it such a nonchalantly. It's like, well, this is happening again, Chief. Hanako has a better reaction than me going, oh, gee willikers, there goes my heart again. No, I will not be taking it from the top. That's how I will exit this world. Roll the credits. His As I look up to her, I realize my face is still taut with pain, only adding that much more of her worrying. Hisao, Hanako, tell me what's going on. Hanako, tell me. Oh, God. Hanako quickly moves to my side as Lily almost panics, having little clues as to exactly how bad a condition I'm in. While she stands there petrified, I lower my face and take a deep breath. Oh, nope, that's it, done. I come to the realization that makes me endlessly irritated with my stupid self. With all the excitement of my new surroundings, I'm entirely neglected to take my medications last night or even this morning. Oh, that's bad! You miss literally night and morning, then you die. Oh. Taking another breath, the acute pain in my chest begins to die down as suddenly as it had arrived. Thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God. Nope, thank the writer. Oh, the writer is God here. Oh my God. If God in this scenario is the writer of the story, then is what people consider God in this life, or any God that people believe in, is, are we living in a giant fan fiction? Dude, my writer sucks. Let's not get all philosophical here and now. That is not what we do in this empire. We trudge forth. As it does, I become acutely aware of the sweat by now pouring off my face and the two scared girls around me. Hisao. Wrong voice. Hisao. I'm fine, Lily. I'm fine. As I cough up blood. I screw up my brow in effort to level myself. Hanako's arms quickly moving to catch me if I fall. As I stumble a bit before regaining my... Hanako, how are you going to sustain me? Girl, not for nothing, you're like 70 pounds soaking wet. If I go down, you need to move because you will die. I looked to Lily and Hanako, worry written on both their faces. I feel awful, utterly awful. Yes, how dare I die? I think we should go back. No, let's go to town. I Realizing the futility of protesting, I look away in frustration. Fine. Someone's gonna have to carry me, though. You know what, Hanako? Maybe you can lift. You could. You're a trained assassin. I bet you know how to fucking carry bodies off. I opened my eyes groggily, completely bereft of energy. For a while, I simply lie down lifelessly, staring at the ceiling as I review the events of the morning and attempt to organize my thoughts. On the ugliest fucking couch! We went to walk to town. My heart nearly gave way. We came back. I took my happy pills. I slept. I can only remember each period of time as a snapshot, but the timeline is clear enough. The memory of the girls' faces as I struggled to stand is an unpleasant one, stinging my feelings harshly. If I look at the ceiling hard enough, I can imagine the tile edges and small dimples of the ceiling in the hospital. Get out of my head song. Please get out of my head song. Get out of my head song. Oh, no. No, and it's one of my favorite songs, so it's not going away so easily. God damn it, let me get it out of my system now. I need to get all day staring at the ceiling, making friends with shadows on my wall. All night, hearing voices telling me that I should get some sleep because tomorrow might be good for something. Oh! No. I got enough of it out. I got enough of it out. I'm sorry. That fact alone is enough to make me sit up and try to pull myself together. I can't believe that song jumped into my head when I looked at the ceiling. Fuck! I scratched at the back of my disheveled hair, glancing around the room. Lily and Hanako are nowhere to be seen, and the television's turned off. The clock above us says it's pretty late in the afternoon. The noticeably reddened sky outside the windows confirms it further. I turn and pick myself up off the futon, swaying slightly as I put my arms out for balance. I suppose I better go look for the girls to see if they're all right. As I look out the window, I faintly see something in the distance. Is this a banshee coming for me? Straining my eyes, I can just make out the shape of a person's figure. Her long blonde hair, swaying in the faint breeze, makes her almost seem to melt into the bright yellow of the wheat field. Without a second thought, I leave the room to follow the lone apparition. I'm going to take in this moment right now with the nice music. Hold on. Okay, I also used that moment to try and get in a yawn. The brightness of the setting sun assaults my freshly woken eyes, forcing me to avert them until they adjust. The long, yellow strands of wheat brush against my legs as I wade through them, the densely grown field making it hard to advance. Regardless, my eyes stay fixed ahead, true to that solitary figure. Within minutes, I reach her, meters behind a turn back. Lily? She's simply not. What would you have done if that was not Lily, Hisao? That would have been the most awkward fucking thing in the world. You literally travel 100 meters or something in the middle of a fucking field for the really complete random stranger. If it was me and someone snuck up on me like that, they would have been shot. Don't sneak up on me, people. Where's Hanako? She's in bed. She went to sleep after I calmed her down. She says it as a matter of factly, as with few words as possible, as if saying any more was strictly forbidden. There's something different about her. Her normally confident figure seems oddly fragile. Her body, offering no resistance to the breeze blowing her skirt. The strands of wheat sway from side to side while deafening pause passes, the only sound being their rustling. As we stand in the field alone, I know what I have to ask. What's wrong? I was kind of afraid this was going to come to a choice I would have to make. What's wrong, Lily? You're not acting like you usually do. Remember when I talked about my family, Hisao? Your family? I looked downwards in thought, shifting through my scattered memories. The event seems to leap ready to hand when I search for it, rising to the surface as soon as it was recalled. After Hanako's birthday party? She gives a single simple nod. It was nice back then, you and I, celebrating with Hanako, simply sharing presents, talking, having fun together. It almost as if we were a family. One small, misshapen family. I thought that could just go on forever, just the three of us, happily together. She takes a long breath, a slight shakiness to it just barely audible through the moving air. Even if my family was so far away, as long as we were together, that was all I needed. I don't want to lose you, Hisao. I didn't even realize how afraid I was of losing someone else until today. Until... I'm sorry, Lily. I know my body is weak, but even then, I make the most stupid mistakes. Don't apologize. Please don't apologize. Why is the music fading? Lily? She turns to face me, her pale cheeks stained with tears. Are we gonna have a moment? Are we gonna have a moment? All the jokes have melted away. We're gonna have a moment. Keep it together, Ryan. One misguided step after another, she stumbles towards me. Her arms held out in search of... What's wrong with me? Keep it together. Her arms held out in search of so much of a faint brush against me. Oh, we're having a nice hug, and it's a beautiful fucking picture. Look at them God rays. My God, Hisao, you need to talk to someone about your fucking wardrobe. What is that sweater vest? You know what? You belong on the ugliest futon. You do. Oh, man. My heart doesn't race nor pound as I step towards Lily, gently taking and steadily her in my arms as she quickly clutches to me, sobbing. With her face trembling against my shoulder, the next words from her mouth are the last I expected. We did it! We got the 3 magic words, and they weren't, I'll kill you. I love you, Hisao. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I'm getting emotional. Don't go away, I beg you. Never, ever go away. I love you, so please. So that's why she's been acting like this. That tender voice when I called her. Her thoughtless concern at the slightest pain I might feel. After having been left in Japan without her family, and with only Akira, Hanako, and me around, she was afraid of losing yet another person who she was close to her. She was genuinely worried for me. It's a strange feeling, a mix of surprise and sorrow, yet also of the deepest gratitude I think I've ever felt. The only reaction I can muster among my conflicting emotions is a calm sigh. So, you need to stop acting like me for a moment. Baka! So? For a fleeting moment, I could feel her body become still. You know, that's how you've inspired me. The next time anyone decides to fucking drop the line, I love you, Ryan, I'm just going to reply with, you fucking idiot. The only movement to be felt is the calm afternoon breeze. I said it before, didn't I? It's only natural to feel concerned about those around you. I'm still here. I refuse to die. And I'll always be here. Because I want you to see... I want to see you more each day. To share in your happiness. To support you in your sadness. But most of all, I'll still be here because I want to see you smile. Your true smile. It's beautiful fucking line. A single gust of wind rustles the long strands of wheat. A second silence passes. Smile when you want to smile. Cry when you want to cry. Someone just take that line and slap it on a fucking motivational poster. I love you, Lily, so you don't have to hold back anymore. With that, her arms clutch my back as tightly as she can, her face buried beside mine. Her tears fall down my back. She cries unrestrainedly as the last of her resistance melts away. Are we zooming out? Are we zooming out? I hit the wrong thing again. Hisao. I'm sorry, but this is a gorgeous picture. You could literally just end this. You could literally just end this story here. I'm not joking. You could literally end it. Roll the fucking credits on screen with anything playing. Let's just play something, and you would get a standing ovation. I close my eyes and bring my head down to her shoulder, holding her shaking frame tightly. It's okay, Lily. I'll never go away. Even after death. I promise. I'm trying to even after my death, I will never go away. I like to think my game is strong, so we have to cut back to the ugliest goddamn futon in existence. What the hell is with this direction? Oh my god, my emotions are on a fucking roller coaster ride right now. We slowly walk back to the house, holding each other tightly as we take a seat inside. So, wait, were you holding each other tightly as you also walked to the house? That must have been very awkward. Like, was there someone else there? Did someone else witness that? Lily leans her head onto my shoulder as I put my arm around her waist. Neither of us wants to break the silence. With her eyes shut, it's hard to work out whether she's fallen asleep. Not that I mind, the warmth of her body leaning against me, the softness of her hand delicately held in mine. For a long, long time we sit leaning against one another, sharing our warmth and feelings as night eventually begins to settle in. Where the buck is Hanako? Is that girl still out cold? Lily's gentle, soft voice ends the silence. Thank you, Hisao. Seriously, where is Hanako? Is she just going to walk in on this? Someone's going to have to explain something to the girl. Thank you? For returning my feelings. Oh. Did you think I wouldn't? There was a possibility. What would you do if I didn't? Would you have snapped? Would this have turned into a completely different game? Would you have pulled a Yuri? I thought I saw the imprint of a knife somewhere on her. Whoa. I take a deep breath and thought, that much was only my fault. It's funny, actually. I was thinking of telling you about my own feelings sometime soon, and I actually would have probably gone on a homicidal rampage if you didn't return the feelings, so thank you for that. I guess, in that way, you saved me the effort. She raises her hand in a little and gives a tiny amused giggle. I smile at how earnest it is, so girlish in its lightness. She collects herself soon afterward, her hair resting against my shoulder. Feeling a bit better? She gives a small nod. You are thoughtful, Hisao. That's why I like you. Aw, she's in like with me. I'm sorry I'm like this. As much as I didn't want to make you a concern for me, I couldn't do anything to prevent it. Well, you could have taken your pills. Don't apologize for it. Please don't. Lily? Have I ever apologized for my blindness, even once? You can't help the way you were born, Hisao. There's no point in apologizing for who you are. That's a good life. This episode's full of little life lessons. Delivered on the ugliest fucking piece of furniture in all of Japan. She says this with surprising conviction. In the end, it was perhaps this mentality which spurred her to befriend me in such a short time, in addition to her motherly instincts. She did seem to become trusting very quickly, but I'd never questioned why. Now it seems obvious that she did so to help me as I went through one of the lowest points in my life. I moved to respond, but cut myself off as I feel her fingers run gently through my hair. Okay, I'm being pet now. Okay, I'm being pet? What? I feel her soft and delicate touch moving downwards to trace the contours of my face, her palm finally settling on my cheek. I forgot this is how they have to know what my face is. You are a beautiful person, Hisao. Please don't ever apologize for that. Well, it's a good thing you're feeling his face and not mine. This conversation would have gone differently. For a moment, I'm utterly speechless. I slowly bend my head down, placing a tender kiss on her light, voluminous hair. You kissed her hair? Hey, we don't kink shame here. We're a couple of right old fools, aren't we? We are. After a long calm, she speaks again. Hisao? Yes? I wouldn't mind if you... You wouldn't mind if I what? The piano stopped, girl. I feel her hand tensing under mine, trembling slightly. My mouth opens, but try as I might, I can't formulate a response to her proposition. Lily. Lily. Before I can say another word, she slips her hand from under mine and tenderly holds the side of my face once more. Please? I give a peaceful smile, holding her hand against my cheek as I nod a single time. Okay. Okay. The piano's kicking in again. As I look into her eyes, she leans towards me. Her delicate lips touch mine as she guides herself with her hand. She breaks off not a second later, faintly smiling. I love you, Hisao. Ah, roll the credits. We kiss again, this time with both of us meeting the other. While the previous kiss was one of love, this is one of lust. Are the children going to have to step out of the room? Parents, if you're watching this with your children, first of all, what's wrong with you? Your children should not be watching this programming. Nothing from me, at least. But please, send them out of the room. Our tongues meeting and our breathing heavy. After precious seconds we part, both of our faces well and truly flushed. Where is Hanako? That girl is probably creeping in the corner. Both of us bring our fingers to our lips in unison, recalling that fleeting feeling, rapidly becoming buried by both of our urges and bashfulness. Lily's the first to shift uncomfortably, though. What is it? Should we get more comfortable? Girl, there are other people in the house. Is what's gonna happen really gonna happen? Is what's gonna happen really gonna happen? I can feel the audience start leaning in with anticipation. Okay. Now that you mentioned it, this futon would be a bit too narrow to do much on. Considering the thoughts running through both our minds, it's no small wonder one of us has any measure of foresight left. What the fuck? I take her hands and guide her sideways as I move. The brief and awkward dance ending with both of us tentatively sitting on the floor opposite of each other. As I reach forward to pull her top up, she stops after she moves her hands to do the same. You're shaking. There's a trained killer in the other room. She's sleeping on the couch. We're on the couch. She's sleeping on the bed. Girl, there are other people in the house. They're literally down the hall. Okay. I pause for a moment and look at my hands. Surely enough, they're quivering slightly. Whether it's from the nervousness or excitement, I'm not sure. I guess I am. So, you're as nervous as I am, then? I would draw my hands and sigh, steadying myself. We have plenty of time, so there's no need to rush this. Sorry, it's my first time, so I'm a bit... She giggles shakily, all but confirming what I reasonably deduced by now. It's the same for me. I'm happy we could share this together. Oh God, it's happening! I match her smile to full, leaning forward and taking her body in my arms as she reaches to hug me back. I love you, Lily. You already said that. I can't help grinning. Even in such a situation, she still has her wit about her. It's so emotional. Hold on. Breaking our embrace, we decide to take off our own clothing. While it's easier this way, I doubt it's just an attempt to distract ourselves from our nerves. With slightly stiff hands, I begin to slide the first button out from my shirt. Once we remove the last of our clothes, which end up haphazardly piled behind us, My breath is taken by the sight of it in front of me. Okay, guys, it's happening. If people weren't edging towards their computer now, I can feel them doing the same because it's happening. The red lights are flashing. Get the kids out of the room. We've got boobs! So, time and time again, people of the past have told me how uncomfortable they were having me, of all people, read erotic novels to them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to want to strap yourselves in because we're about to... Her long, shapely legs, full hips and her breasts, plump but dainty, her slightly blushing face, delicate and reserved, is framed by the bangs of her hair. Her hands, tightly held behind her, only serve to further accentuate her chest. Her tall and pale body is beautiful when bare. This girl in front of me, reserved yet playful, astute yet hospitable, is the girl I've fallen in love with. I lean forward, delicately taking her shoulders in my hands. As I do, she brings her hands to my chest. With a slightly uneven breath, we lean into a deep kiss. I feel one of Lily's hands slowly slide up to my shoulder, it and her head very gently moving forward. Assuming her intent, I lean back onto the floor. Ah! Beautiful moment now. This game, you're going to have to stop moving the screen like that. It's going to be very difficult for me to edit. She lowers... I'm going to have some fun editing this, but oh well. She lowers herself beside me, one hand stroking my hair as the other moves across my chest. The feeling of her breasts against is enough to excite me. This must be her way of taking in what I've already seen of her. Despite her lack of sight, she engraves every detail of my bare body and chest into her mind. When her middle finger falls into the slight recess of my chest scar, a lingering effect of my operation so many months ago, she slowly runs her hand down its length. This is... the scar from my surgery. They had to do it in order to operate on my heart. For a moment, she's lost for words. The idea of such extensive scarring adding a new worry for her. Her expression changes from curiosity to apprehension. Should we really be doing this kind of thing? Those words bother me beyond what is rational. Lily's face breaks my heart more than her words possibly could, yet I don't even know the answer to her question. I can't let this condition dominate me forever. It may not even be medically advisable, but I outright refuse to live my life in such a prison. It's okay, Lily. This much will be okay. Her troubled expression holds for a moment longer, but she eventually acquiesces, her hand moving to my lower chest and then my thigh. With a look of slight surprise, she slowly moves her hands downwards, her breath catching as she brushes the side of my lower hair. She tentatively moves her hand sideways, delicately touching the most honest part of my body. This is... Yes, girl, this is my penis. I really probably should do a series of Ryan reads erotic novel for you to put into, just pop into your car while you're driving to work. What's my time? I've got time. Let's go. Our nervousness peaks as the act begins, her hand gently patting up and down as lightly as if it would break if breathed upon. I'm not sure whether it's just to steady myself or because I want to steady her, but I take my free hand and hold the side of her face in it. The feeling of her hair and soft skin is nice, and it seems to lighten her mood a bit. I accidentally spit on my screen a little bit. I'm sorry. All good now. The mere fact that I'm being touched by her surprisingly erotic. Surprisingly erotic? She's holding your dick! Look! You can't see because I'm probably blotting out a bunch of the screen, but there's a hand that can't be seen. I feel my body relaxing as I submit to the pleasure overwhelming me. Long minutes pass in almost total silence, our heavy breathing the only sound to be heard in the house. That and Hanako snoring. Lily's fingers stop affectionately stroking my hair as she opens her lips once again. Hisao, what is with your lip? The artist got this far, but then said, fuck it. I wait a second for the rest of the sentence, but none is forthcoming. She may be trying to take the lead, but she's still incredibly nervous. I can't help smiling as I stroke her hair from her face a couple of times, reassuring her. As nervous as she may be, I'm thankful that Lily is taking the lead. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'd probably be just as anxious as she if I were attending to her. Okay. She pauses a moment before giving a small nod, sitting up and shifting her legs over mine. Once again, my breath is stolen by the magnificent sight of her body over mine. I can only look unfrozen as she delicately lowers herself, resting her radiant lips over mine. Ooh. She slowly begins to move her hips downwards, her softness enveloping my consciousness. She takes a deep breath to collect herself, her face remaining steady. Hands where I can see them. You know who I'm talking to out there in the audience. With her hands taking in my body in lieu of sight, the intimate situation muddles her usual efforts to compensate for her lack of eye contact. She gradually lowers herself onto me, her knees and hands supporting her as she does. Her entire body tenses as I enter, her expression obviously one of stifled pain. Despite that, I can't help savoring the soft, warm feeling enveloping my consciousness. You said that before, dude. Find a new word. The surge of pleasure overcoming all my senses. The last vestiges of it all but disappear inside her, while her nails slightly scrape onto my chest in an effort to stop herself from yelping in pain. A pained moan, too much for her to suppress completely, escapes from her lips. No, I will not be doing that. I am not a good enough voice actor to pull it off. As I open my mouth to comfort her, I see the barely visible red drops from between her legs. Lily, if it's too much... She clenches her mouth tightly, quickly and forcefully shaking her head from side to side in defiance. After a couple of seconds, she relaxes her body slightly, though she's still obviously far from being comfortable, and I just had the thought of looking over my shoulder and my family just entering the room as I was like, no, guys, you don't understand, it's for work. I have a meeting with Corner Rat Software in like 15 minutes. I wonder if I could just drag this on and keep trying to do this as the meeting's going on. Like, my mic would be muted, so I just could you just imagine then, like, hearing a meeting, of a business meeting going on in the background as I'm reading this. Guys, I have good news. Y'all made a cameo in a video. It's okay. I'm okay. She swallows hard, trying to collect herself. Lifting her head slowly and bringing herself back down, she relaxes a little more as the feeling of pleasure begins to overtake those of pain. Her breathing starts to match the same ragged pattern as mine, her body moving almost teasingly slowly. She looks as if she's slowly beginning to enjoy the act, my feelings finally reaching her. I'm not sure if she's keeping herself at this speed for her sake or for mine, but either way, with this slow and steady pace, I think I can keep my body in check. It's funny, in a way, that even now, I'm depending on her. For us to be joined together like this, our feelings so close, it makes me glad to be sharing our first moments together like this. Is an almost overwhelming feeling. I love you, Lily. I'm sorry. You gotta get through the. You gotta stay strong for me, guys. Hiso. Aaron is just like throwing his hands up from the computer, like, well, I can never have sex again. I can feel her body tensing, her breathing in moments becoming steadily less carefully controlled. I'm happy to be making her feel so good, but as my thoughts become increasingly focused, I can feel myself rapidly nearing my limit. Ah! I do not apologize for nothing. The control of my body is instantaneously wrestled from my mind as I grip my teeth hard. A loud moan escaping as I climax and my hips hit hers. Oh! Her body hunches over at the same moment, her breasts touching on my chest. Oh, that's so beautiful. We finished at the same time, and now we're just gonna snuggle on the floor, and Hanako's gonna walk in, and whoa. We stay locked in an all-encompassing ecstasy for a brief moment, my mind completely taken by the feeling for a precious few seconds. It all ends too soon as our bodies collapse in exhaustion, with her barely staying on top of me. I lifelessly managed to wrap my arms around her limp, sweating body, and for minutes we simply lay there, silently savoring the contact with each other while we recover from our experience. Neither of us had thought ourselves prepared for such a thing. Of that much I'm certain. I know I wasn't. This fucking scene came out of nowhere for me. entirely drained, far past the point of conversation. I look at her tired face. It looks as if the exertion, both physical and mental, has almost forced her to the verge of collapse. I love you, Lily. She nods weakly, rubbing my hair with her left hand, which is nowhere near my hair according to this picture. If we could simply remain together like this for an eternity, it would be paradise like no other. And that is one hell of a way to end a chapter, ladies and gentlemen. Well, yes, how appropriate we cut back to the ugliest goddamn food on. I think I need to wrap it up here for now, folks. I have a meeting I need to get to, and then, whoo boy, do I have a lot of fucking editing to do. So, let's save. Let me go and fucking double save that! Folks, if you had any enjoyment whatsoever watching me fumble my way through another installment of Katawa Shoujo, And if you're still here with me, after me having to read through another sex scene, you're a champion. If you survived that, also give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. Follow the Facebook page to keep up with all the news and the content. And hop on board the Ryman Gaming Discord channel and join the Empire today. And we'll give you some support. We'll give you mental and spiritual support to help you get through what you just went through. We're going to be there for you. But until then, I want all of you guys to stay awesome out there. Adios.